This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Danna versus Trujillo. You all have been together for 4 years, you're married, you have one child together, and this relationship, which started online, may go offline permanently. It all depends on what happens today. Is that right, Ms. Danna?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You've initiated this case. Tell us why.
I came here today because we got married, and after the honeymoon, everything went downhill.
It went downhill right after the honeymoon.
Yes.
And all because you believe
he is cheating.
That's not true.
So how did we end up with this short-lived honeymoon, Mr. Trujillo?
The relationship originally was meant to start out as just a one-night stand, and that was it.
Wow.
But it must have been something about her that made you decide you want to get married.
She kind of grew on me as time went on, I guess you could say.
Do you see what you're saying is causing her pain? She is standing there crying. This is the woman you stood in front of somebody and said, I'll be with her. Good, bad, or indifferent.
At this point anymore, with her accusations, her feelings don't mean anything to me.
Wow. Oh, boy. All right. Miss Danna, what were the warning signs for you that something was going on?
He goes into the other room when he has a phone call and talks to other women.
That's not true.
How do you know it's other women?
From the past, he has cheated on me.
That's not true.
Okay.
It's not
and
true.
so based on those behaviors when he was cheating before, you're seeing those same behaviors now?
Correct.
All right.
And all this has led you to believe there's got to be somebody else in the picture. That's why you've had this change in your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you have talked about how these accusations have just shut you down, but I'm still trying to get to the core of your relationship before the accusations started.
There are times where when we're together, I'm very happy, and I'm not even looking at other women. I'm just having fun with her.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So, one more question.
Okay, love.
So, is it fair to say that you loved her at some point?
Yes, I do.
You love her now?
My love for her has dwindled.
Okay. Right. And you've fallen out because of the accusations?
Not completely, but I'm starting to.
Okay.
But now these cheating allegations have surfaced, and it has just really torn you all apart.
Yes.
Have you found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
So we were driving in the car, and I was on the phone with my mother, and she had me write a phone number down. So I asked Lou where the pen was, and he said it's in the driver's glove box. So I looked in there, and I found condoms.
All right.
Okay.
Do you all use condoms?
No, we do not.
All right.
I don't mean to laugh about it, but I am, only because of the fact that I had gone over to my mother's house previously before that.
I'm not seeing the connection between mom and the found condoms. Help me real quick, get there somewhere.
when I went to my mother's house and I did what I needed to do, she goes, oh, wait a minute, one more thing before you go, wait here. So I stood there, she went to her bedroom, and she came back, and she said, hold out your hand. I held out my hand, and she stuck the condoms in my hand, and she said, use these next time you have sex with Kelsey. I don't want you to have any more children with her. I'm done raising grandkids.
So your own mother doesn't want you to have any more kids with your wife?
No.
Wow.
And did you say, Mom, that's none of your business? Mom, I'm not going to... what did you do to defend your wife in this situation?
I laughed about it.
Oh, he's a mama's boy.
Miss Danna, did you know about this? Did you know that's how he came to get those condoms?
I think it's full of malarkey.
You don't believe
my mother
her.
on the phone, and because she asked me and she was accusing me, and I said, you don't believe me? She goes, no. So I called my mom on the Bluetooth in the car, and I told my mom, I said, hey, did you give me these condoms or not? My mom started laughing. She goes, why? Is Kelsey mad? I said, she's sitting next to me in the car. She's very upset. And my mom said, Kelsey, you need to calm down. I gave them to him as a joke. She said, he's not cheating on you. She said, you just need to get over your insecurities.
Well, we have a statement that was submitted to the court from your mother, and her name is Miss Alma Sanchez. This is your mother speaking, and it reads, I went to my doctor's office and saw a bowl saying free condoms, take one. I took it upon myself to get about 5 condoms. When I got home, I woke Lou up and said, hey, I got a present for you, and gave them to him. I told Lou that I didn't want him to make any more kids with Kelsey. If I could have predicted how bad their relationship would turn out, I would have gave Lou the condoms years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Well, I think it's true. She's not your biggest fan.
No, I don't like her.
Okay, I think it's mutual.
what other reason do you believe that he's cheating?
I had saw that his desktop was open, and I looked, and it was a sex site.
Okay, when you say a sex site, how to, pictures, videos?
Dirty pictures, him sending messages to other females. And I confronted him and I said, if you want to stay married. But if we don't fix this, this marriage is over.
I don't know why she's upset about it, to be honest with you. Only because of the fact that we had discussed previously when we were dating before, and even when we got married and through the marriage, about possibly spicing up our relationship by swinging, having threesomes.
Not true, Your Honor.
No, yes, it is.
Not this wife.
It is 100% true.
Did you see anything to these other women?
The one message that I saw pop up, I was at work that day, and he had said that I can host. She's not here.
All right, and you submitted those to the court?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you wrote, morning, delicious lady.
Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to message me. Be patient, and I'll get back to you.
Hi, sexy. I'm 7.5 thick and can host.
Uh-huh. There was another message?
Yes, there was.
All right.
A few days later. Morning, sexy. That's his line. He likes that.
I see.
Morning, sexy.
Good morning.
I would love to blank you. Horny Hispanic male able to host solo or looking for ongoing threesomes with my wife.
That's what I'm talking about, how we discussed having threesomes or the couple swap. That's
Okay, but you stayed in there solo or
she
threesomes.
gave me permission. She allowed me
Never
permission.
said that.
Yes, you did. You're
No,
lying.
I
You know
didn't.
you're lying.
No.
Okay, Miss Danna, have you all ever had a conversation about threesomes?
No.
So you're like, you don't know where this is coming from?
No, I don't.
She's trying to play the victim, Your Honor. She is lying. Lying.
Oh, and you play the
That's
victim
all she does
quite
is
a
lie.
bit.
That's all she does is
So, Mr. Trujillo, you don't deny that you sent these messages?
Absolutely not. She can see those messages whenever she wants. She can log into it. She can look at them. She can see everything.
So why is the password changed on there then?
Because you change it because you get mad that I'm on there doing exactly what you wanted us to do.
Yeah,
She's changed the
right.
password 3 different times. And I told her, I said, why is the password changed? Somebody sent us a message interested in us. She said, I know you're cheating. You're talking to other females. I said, yeah, for the purpose of what we discussed. But
Because
she's
you
changed the
are
password.
cheating.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons you started accusing him of cheating.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm just tired of it. I have 2 boys that I have to raise, and I told them, you keep doing this, we're divorcing, you need to get the hell out of my house, and I'm taking the kids with me.
Please tell me you don't have anything else.
Well, the lube receipt.
All right. I don't even know if I want to know, but tell me what you got. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so I came home from work, and it was paid for 2 lubricants, and that store is not too far from our home.
Okay. So you find a receipt, which you submitted to the court.
Yes.
For a 3 lube, that's what it says on the receipt, pillow pack, but that's lubricant, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And, okay, well, there's the map. There's your house. There's the store.
And it was a sex store?
Yes.
Okay.
And he hadn't used that or suggested you all use the lubricant, had he?
No, I never want. I'm just not comfortable with that, and I've told him that a million times.
That's not true. That's not true.
You think he's using this lubricant in your house with all of these messages going back, I can host, I can have you over. He's running to the store, getting the stuff he needs to host.
Yes. While I'm at work or I'm doing something
We
else.
had used it in our relationship prior because we had discussed about possibly having anal sex. We had discussed doing it again the night before I bought.
Please don't tell me anymore. I can't.
We gotta know.
No, we don't.
We have to know.
No, we don't. What we need to, no, we don't. Here's the thing. You're saying that you got this to use with your wife.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to stop you right there. And you're saying, I don't know who he was using them with, but it wasn't me.
It was not me, Your Honor.
All right, I don't think I can take any more testimony, Mr. Cutler. I think let's look at what we got.
But there's so much more.
No. No. No, I'm not old enough for this conversation, so we're gonna just keep it moving.
We've got conflicting stories. We need to figure this out. And to do that, this court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please escort Ms. Cisco in.
Lena Cisco.
Ms. Cisco, good day. How are you?
Good day, Your Honors. How are you both?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a former military interrogator, and I'm certified by the Department of Defense. And shortly after the events of 9/11, I deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. Shortly after that time, I started training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, government agency personnel, and still train them to this day in interview and interrogation techniques.
All right, tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I go through that and do a statement analysis. So I'm looking for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Trujillo to see if he was cheating.
As it pertains to Ms. Danna's accusations about the condoms and the lubricant, what did you determine?
When I asked Mr. Trujillo about the lubricant, he was very forthcoming with me, and he took me back to that day and told me in detail exactly what happened. And that is an indicator of truthfulness. While he was telling me this, he had great eye contact, which is also another indicator of truthfulness. And then he went on to tell me why he was purchasing them, and that was because he and his wife wanted to have anal sex. When I asked him about the condoms, he sat up in his chair, had a great eye contact, and spoke with me with open palms. So open palms means, hey, I have nothing to hide, I'm being honest. And again, gave me so much detail that to me, that was a good indicator of truthfulness. He also told me the story that he shared with you all in court about how his mother called into the phone and how his mother told the both of them that she indeed gave him the condoms because she didn't want him to have any more children.
So what about the dating sites that we've heard testimony about? What happened with those?
He admitted to me about propositioning 2 women on the dating sites, and he also admitted to having sex with both of them at separate times.
Oh, boy.
Ms. Danna, I presume this is the first you've heard of this.
Yeah.
You did not know that not 1, but 2 women had been to your home to have sex with your husband.
Your Honor, she knew about it, and not only did she know, but she was up to the idea of having the threesome, backed out, and then told me I could sleep with these women.
Mr. Trujillo, I'm looking at the expression on her face.
I never said that.
The expression on her face does not look like a woman who
She's
knew.
a great liar.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
A
Okay.
professional, even. I would go so far as to say a professional liar.
Okay.
Not true.
All right. Ms. Cisco,
Yes, Your Honor.
what was your conclusion after you completed your investigation?
Mr. Trujillo was so forthcoming with me with all the details. He didn't withhold anything, and everything that he shared in court with you all, he shared with me as well. I saw no indicators of deception, And he also informed me a lot of information about not just the accusations, but about the relationship as well. And when I asked him, how do you feel about your wife and this marriage? He said, you know, I don't know if it can survive.
How are you feeling?
Disgusted with him.
Yeah. Angry?
Very hurt, angry, and I just want to co-parent and that's it. I want nothing to do with him.
You all are married, you've been together for 20 years, you've got 2 children together, but the life that you have built together is all in jeopardy based on what happens here today. Am I right, Mr. Palmer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, you've opened this case. Tell us why you're here.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because after 20 years of marriage, I'm suspecting that my wife is cheating on me. Yeah. And it's like, hey, it's getting old. It's time to get to the bottom of it. So I'm here.
Miss Palmer, come on, talk to me. Tell me something.
It hurts me right to the core. I cannot even fathom the thought of another man. Just looking at him, I've been in love with him for all these years. There's no way that I could give myself to anyone else ever.
She's beaming. Look at her. She is beaming.
I know.
I love him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So because you love him so much, how does it feel to be accused of cheating?
At first, when he said what he had said, I was shocked. Like, how could you even say that? How could you even feel that way? I had started a new job. We were behind when I first started, so I had to play catch up in the beginning. I did everything I could do, and then as soon as I left work, I had to go home and work and take care of our family and my wife duties. So it shocked me that he could even think that or feel that.
Yeah, but you know, and sometimes a new job can swallow you whole because you're trying to learn the job
Right.
and be good at it and,
Right.
and do well. And so, you know, I can't fault her for trying to do well on her job. But is there something else to support allegations of cheating?
Well, we were at home one evening, and I assumed she was downstairs, you know, let's say she was cooking, and I was upstairs. Well, I'm also upstairs with her cell phone. But just at that particular moment, I was near it and looked down at the information center, and it was a guy's name. So just to see where I was with her, I asked her, have you been talking to anyone from your job? Or does your maintenance, you know, property management, she has to communicate with her maintenance man. Do your maintenance men have your cell phone number? Do they call you after hours? And that may have been her response. It said no. And obviously I had the text message, just came in moments after hours. Look, honey, you want to try that again?
Yeah. So, go ahead, love.
Ms. Palmer, I mean, that's such an easy, innocent question.
Yes.
Why did you give him a false response?
I didn't want him to get upset, and I should have been straight up in the beginning.
But why would he have gotten upset if nothing's going on at work?
I guess I didn't think of how bad it would hurt him. I thought it was just something that would just let it go and move on.
Okay. You know, you have this big smile. Why? What is it that you're smiling about?
He is just a natural actor that one day I feel like I'm watching Kevin Hart and laugh at my pain. And then one day I feel like I'm in most of the days, I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy with Will Smith. And then sometimes I maybe eat Julia Roberts and Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh.
So, you know, I just feel like...
So you're just kind of watching him do his show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I'm a part of it.
But he thinks you're a pretty woman sleeping with another man.
That's correct.
See, and that's the problem.
Look at you, Mr. Cover.
But there is no problem.
So, I mean, this is very serious. You've got a 20-year marriage here.
That's right.
That's on the line. And he's got a couple of instances of questionable behavior. And so it's kind of starting to mount up. I mean, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reasons to think she's cheating?
Well, one more incident, and maybe you can even relate to this with me.
What?
That scares me, but okay.
Well, being that in a long marriage, you have to do different things to spice it up, okay? I do the laundry in my home just because of the attire that I wear. It's very delicate. So I make sure that, you know, the laundry is done appropriately. Well, when I go to take the laundry to do the laundry, I'm seeing brand new, well, they're in the dirty clothes, but to me they're new, thongs that I've never seen worn on my wife. So I'm wondering, if I've never seen them and you're wearing them and they're dirty, when did you wear them? When did I miss out on seeing some nice looking Vicky secrets, you know what I'm saying? And she's got some nice ones, you know, so
what part of this he's supposed to relate to, the thong part or the laundry part?
Well, with the thongs,
What's your concern?
I don't get to see them. I get granny panties. You know, I get the panties.
No, not the granny panties.
Where you and I can relate is being that in a 20-year marriage, you have to do things to spice it up. I don't have a problem with granny panties, but I don't want them all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Ms. Palmer, talk to me about why you're wearing thongs every day, but Mr. Palmer is not seeing them any day at all.
Well, I'm always the last one to get the shower. So of course he doesn't see them. So I go straight for my work clothes after cooking all day, after I'm done coming home, and then I take them off and I go get in the shower. He may be too busy in his phone to see it, or maybe too busy watching TV to see me taking them off. But when I get out of the shower, then he pays attention.
And at that point, is that when the granny panties fall in?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I sleep in them.
Ms. Palmer, I'm not buying that. How is he not seeing you in these if you wear them every day? That's not holding water for me.
I like to shop and I buy a lot of underwear. And he just doesn't see them when I take them off to go and get in the shower. And then they go straight in the dirty clothes.
Okay, did you see thongs before now?
Well,
Oh boy.
okay, so these would be what I would get to wash, not see. I don't even know how these work. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't get to see them. You know, I don't even know how these work. But these is what I get. I get these, and we make these sexy.
So the thongs were something that's a new thing since she started working.
It came with the new job, right?
All right.
Ms. Palmer, let me just ask a hard question. Who at work are you wearing these thongs for?
Myself and myself only.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna be like Mr. Palmer. I'm not gonna be disarmed by your beautiful smile. So you gotta give me more than that. I mean,
But Mr. Cutler, you know, every now and then a lady likes to have something on that makes her feel like a girl that everybody don't have to know about. You just know that you are girlish underneath.
I understand that. But when you're married, you see that because you see the good, the bad, the up, the down. You see everything.
I'm glad you didn't say ugly.
I would never say that. No, so, but you see everything. So the fact that he's like, the only time he's seeing them when he's doing the laundry, he's like, hey, where these come from? I've never seen her wear these. Yeah, I understand why he's concerned.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to give you that one, Mr. Cutler.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reason to believe that Ms. Palmer is cheating?
This one particular incident, I believe, took the cake. It was the final straw. I'm on the phone with her. During her getting ready to clock out, it just seemed like she was rushing me off the phone.
Okay.
Because the goodbye was odd, I called back 6 minutes later. She picks the phone up, and she's just full of energy and full of life and full of all these words that were just piling on top of each other. It sounded like, in my opinion, all the talking she was doing was trying to drown out the sound of the background as if someone was accompanying her.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I thought I heard the sound of skin on skin slapping sounds, like.
As if she was on the phone.
Oh. And then it sped up.
The tempo change, yes.
All right, and you associate that sound with what?
Sex.
Somebody body slapping against bodies.
Correct. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Palmer, he's hearing. What is that? What were you doing? Were you having sex with somebody?
No, it was me walking through the building with my boots on. That's it. You could hear rat pee on cotton. It was so quiet in the building. I'm the only one in there.
I mean, a boot walking through a building would sound kind of like.
Clop, clop.
But I'm excited coming home, so maybe it was a little faster.
Maybe it's a little faster, but it still doesn't sound like. That's skin on skin right there. So, Ms. Palmer, were you having sex with somebody?
No, I was just in shock that he even asked me that question. Mind you, I begged him for about a year to take a lie detector test, just to get the stuff. Just stop saying this. It's not true.
You begged for who to take the test?
I begged him to put me through a lie detector test.
So you wanted a lie detector test?
I wanted one, yes.
And you took it?
I took it.
Did you pass it?
Yes, of course I passed.
Okay, so she passed the lie detector test. Why wasn't that enough?
It's not that easy. That's pretty much what got me here is when we took this lie detector test, this is verbatim how it went. The gentleman, strapped her up, fast forwarded to the end results.
Okay.
He brings me in the office. He pulls out that Scantron paper, points to a blue squiggly line, a red squiggly line. Then he points to this bottom number in circles. It says, that's a 95, she passed. Oh, gotta go, guys. Email me and I'll send you guys the results.
Wow.
And so
wait a second.
You had no confidence in his results then?
None.
And so that's why you came here?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Because our experts are the best.
That's what we do, Mr. Cutler.
That's what we do.
This court has not only had one polygraph examiner, we had two certified licensed polygraph examiners to examine Ms. Palmer to determine, is she cheating? Why would you explain that? All right, you both are certified polygraph examiners, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've trained polygraph examiners.
I have.
You've done more than 3,000. So you all know about this. So the credentials that you are worried about are not in question.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So you both individually and separately administered polygraph examinations to Ms. Palmer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Explain what you did.
First, Your Honor, I conducted a polygraph examination, and during the course of the chart tracing, I detected that she was exhibiting controlled breathing, which is through block breathing and suppression, which is commonly referred to as countermeasures.
When you say controlled breathing, what do you mean?
Controlled breathing is when you're trying to purposely distort the charts, and you're trying to suppress your breath during the timeliness of the asking of the question during the 20-second window of evaluation.
Why were you trying to beat the test?
I was never trying to beat the test, not whatsoever. This is my life, and I would never put myself in a situation to cheat on my husband of 20 years we've been together. Never in my life would I put myself out there for another man to even attempt to snatch me up. I think all this that's going on with him is just me being gone at work makes him jealous. He wants to be with me, and I want to be with him. If I could get paid for staying at home to love my family, I absolutely would.
Mr. Palmer, what are you thinking? Because I can see the wheels moving. What are you thinking?
I don't know. It's things people will do, for love or to cover their own rear end. I don't know. I'm just taking it all in, Your Honor.
Let's get to this, the results of the test. But let me just say this, Ms. Palmer, and you probably heard me say it before. It is better for you to tell your story than, in this case, 2 examiners to tell your story. Is there anything that you need to share?
Not whatsoever. I've been telling my story. I love this man more than anything in this world, and I wouldn't even get to that situation to do something like that.
So it is your unqualified testimony that you have not cheated on your husband?
Never.
All right. You both asked Ms. Palmer, separately and apart, have you had sexual intercourse with another man since you have been married to Mr. Palmer? What was her response, Mr. Lawrence?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what were the results of her examination?
The results of the lie detector were deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what were the results of your examination?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Ms. Palmer, 2.
I've never cheated on him, period.
I know these 2 men. I know their credentials. Have you cheated?
No.
Who have you cheated with?
I have not cheated, period. You can hook me up to any test. You can rewind my brain.
We did hook you up to 2 tests.
I never cheated on this man since we have been married, period.
All right, well, let's go to the next question. You both asked Ms. Palmer, since the start of your new job 2 years ago, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Palmer? Mr. Lawrence, what was her response?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Palmer, where's it going from here?
We got a marriage and a family on the line.
I don't know. Definitely reevaluation.
You know, you took marriage vows and it was for better or for worse. This is the worst. I mean, 20 years you don't just throw away on a dime.
Right.
But Ms. Palmer, there's nowhere for you to go if you don't tell him what has happened.
Telling the truth, period. I've never cheated with anyone. End of story.
Well, let me say this, Ms. Palmer. Today may not be the day that you feel like you want to tell him whatever you need to tell him. But at some point soon, for your marriage to go forward, you're going to have a serious conversation with Mr. Palmer. If you have any chance of your marriage going forward, you're going to have to do that.